So really growing up, I never had a ton of confidence with girls. I just never did. I didn't really date. I had one girlfriend in high school, but I was never the guy. I was always friends with all of them.
Yeah.
But anytime it turned into a romantic interest, I was the worst, like absolutely the worst. I couldn't make first moves. I
could fight you with that for that title, but continue.
But so one specific story, and this really actually kind of shaped my college, because anytime we were at a party or a bar, I could not even make eye contact with girls because if I felt like she made eye contact with me and then wasn't interested, then dang, not good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the story with Tiffany. My wife is 4 years. It's just, I'm not good enough for her. She's way too good for me. But one story that really kicked it off is my senior trip, and I was in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Okay, before this.
Yeah.
Before the senior trip, how were you with girls? Were you the same way?
No
confidence.
Yeah, no confidence, right?
Okay.
A girl would have to approach me, or I'd have to have her friend come over and say, "Oh, hey, Susie thinks that you're really cute. You should ask her." Nah. I really was just not confident when it came to girls, and I always wore small shirts when I probably should have been a large shirt.
You still wear small shirts.
So I always had pit stains because they were so tight. So I always had sweaty armpits. Always, that was my deal. Just a little side note. Just paint the picture. Okay, go ahead.
That's good. Keep going. I'm closing my eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Think about it. Yellow Hurley shirt with white puka shells. Pit stains.
Dude,
bleach blonde hair. Here we go.
You couldn't have described me better besides the bleach blonde hair.
So,
substitute bleach blonde hair for a bowl cut. You got me.
So, it never really translated because I was the captain of the sports team. I was the school president. That confidence never translated to it. And so I go on my senior trip and I put this trip together and we go to Puerto Vallarta, and there was I don't know, 15 to 20 of us that went down. And it was the first time, and I never drank in high school. I never did anything. It was the first time I let loose. It was the first time I was okay.
We getting out.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, y'all. And I trained, and I'm going to be honest, I trained harder for my senior trip than I think I did ever in college. I was in better shape for my senior trip than I was anything else.
That shirt was coming
so crazy.
I ate lettuce and ice chips for 6 weeks before that trip.
I'm good. I had a fresh breath of air earlier. I'm good.
So to reinforce the lack of confidence and fear of rejection is one night I'm feeling good, right? I felt confident, I had my visor backwards, I had my puka shells, I had my Arnett glasses. I was feeling good, right? And all tan, and I was as lean as I've ever been. And I walk up to a girl, and I'm finally I'm gonna make a move. And she was the best looking girl at this deal. And I walk up to her. And I said, "Hey, my name's Tyler."
Okay, wait a minute.
You didn't know her?
Wait a minute. You didn't know her. But did your boys know you were going to walk up to her?
They hyped me up. They hyped me up. Yeah, because I was eyeing her. It was that one that she walks in, you kind of track her the whole time, right? Yeah. You see her and you track her.
So she wasn't with y'all's senior trip?
No, she was a different group. So there was other high schools that all went down on this senior trip.
Yeah, okay, so now you're speaking the language.
Oh, no.
It wasn't like you walked in the spot having no confidence and you walked in. Your boys are gassing you up.
Go. Which alcoholic beverage did you consume? Tito's handmade vodka?
Bro, no, it was Mai Tais and Pina Coladas, bro. This is my first time ever drinking.
The penny drinks, something like that.
Kentucky Deluxe.
And I want to say this was a foam party too, even next level, right?
Pabst.
And so I walk over and I introduce myself, and just she could care less. And she probably had 5 or 6 other guys come up to her. But I normally I just walked away, but then I tried to dig in, and she goes,
doubled down.
Oh, dude. I was you're not giving me much attention or feedback, but you haven't told me to leave yet. And then I go, and then I said something else. She goes, I'm just going to stop it. I'm not interested. And I go,
You turned around.
Oh, literally tail between my legs, hunched over. I went and sat down, but it wasn't it wasn't that embarrassing. All my buddies were oh, dang, But what it did is it reinforced all those fears that I had, at a younger age, and it carried through all through college. And it was it really, honestly, I had girlfriends to have girlfriends because I didn't want to date. I hated the bars. I hated going out and trying to talk to girls at parties. I just, that was not my deal because I had this like anxiety. I never really dealt with anxiety at a younger age, except when it came to rejection. And so what it did is it completely shut me down. Instead of, and I think we'll talk about it a little bit later, is like how to actually handle rejection.
Right.
Is okay, learn from it. I wasn't there very smooth. I probably should have taken the puka shells off. Like, whatever it was, right?
Dude,
learn from it
and be better. Back in the day.
But what it did is it shut me down.